Good evening, Keepers of the Cash. Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy here, and today I'm here to talk about two must-read, at least in my opinion, indie series. And the first one we're going to talk about is Eve from Boom Studios, and why this is a must-read 5-issue minis series. All right. The voice is kind of shot. It's been a long week at work, but we're going to get through this because you guys need to know about it. So, Eve is by writer Victor LaValle. I hope I'm saying his name right. Joe Mangione and Brittany Peer. All right. Joe Mangione does the art, and Brittany Peer does the colors. And it's important to know she's the colors because the colors are incredible in this series. But we'll get to that. So what's it about? All right. So this is issue 1. All right. So this is it's about a courageous trek that this young girl makes. And it's across America to save a world and humanity. After a fatal disease decimates most of Earth's population, the polar ice caps melted. This disease was released, and there's just nothing left of the world that we know. It's all changed. The climate's different. Life is dead for the most part. There's small pockets, but the disease takes you at a certain age. And along comes Eve. Okay, Eve is 11. Here's issue 2 cover. And there was many covers. These are just the covers I got. So Eve's introduction to this world is a surprise to her. She thought she was living in a different world and wakes up to a new world. And how that happens, you'll have to read in here because I'm doing non-spoilers. And she wakes up with this teddy bear, Wexler, who's there to care for her, or maybe not. You'll have to read to find out. There's definitely some stuff going on between her, Wexler, her father, and mother, who aren't present with her on her trek across the dystopian America, right? And why that is, you'll have to find out when you crack the book. Here's issue 3. Another beautiful cover. So this is Eve, and the strength of this story is definitely in the characterization of Eve. Like I said, it's a dystopian future. There's really not much left of mankind. Eve is definitely the hope, and this is my favorite cover. You guys know me. I love underwater horror, underwater covers. And the reason I picked this up originally was on issue 1. This cover was the look of determination on young Eve's face. And she had a teddy bear that looked alive, and I thought there was going to be a horror spin on it. And for some people it might be, but this is about Eve's journey to save humanity, discover the truth about herself, connect with her parents in a way that she didn't know she had to. And the journey's fun. It's adventurous. It's scary for Eve at some points, and you're scared for her. But it's a joy to go along on the ride, and it's absolutely amazing. Now, it's got an incredible story, which I said, it's got positive messages, and from a bleak future state. So it's not every time you read a dystopian future story, and there's a lot of hope in it. And that's where the story really shines. The biggest shining moment is the Eve character herself in every book. You are instantly endeared to this character. She's loving, and she's got grit, but it's in a realistic way. Nothing that Eve's doing feels unrealistic to a kid, and it's an amazing journey. And Eve has hope, not only in the story, but in the character herself. And the fact that she's so endearing and has so much hope breathes such life into this story, and it's such a pleasure to read. And when you get to the 5th and final issue and it stops, you're happy. You're in a good place, but you've also got a message to you about climate control, about kids being our future, about the bond between parents and children, and the belief in the parents that the children will save us. There's a lot going on, but it's all a joy, and it's written effortlessly, it seems, by Victor LaValle. And I'm sure it took a lot of effort, but when you read it, it's smooth, it's fast, it's deep, and it has meaning. And it's a great, great story, and nothing but 100% joy to get through. If you haven't read Eve or you're on the fence about it, I 100% give it 2 casual thumbs up. Definitely read it. If you can't get the floppies, get the trade. Just do what you got to do to read the story. Read it digitally if you have to. It's a great story. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And as soon as you open that book and you connect with Eve, it's all over. Eve will draw you in, and that little girl will keep tugging at your heart through all 5 issues, and she will not let go. You will love her instantly. She is written brilliantly. Her look is incredible, and the colors in these issues, they populate the world as much as the character, and they really help enhance the story. Just a win, 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 win all around. That series is amazing. I felt great after reading it, and glad I have it, and I'm glad I took a chance on it, and I'm glad that first cover captured my eye. Second 5 issue miniseries we're going to talk about, and this one is from Aftershock Comics. So we just did a Boom Studios, and we all know they've been doing really well. I believe this is the first Aftershock Comics series I've read, and I loved it. And this one's called Silver City, and there's a cover to issue 1, and of course this had multiple covers too, I believe. But Silver City, and another great story. So this is written by Olivia uh, Quartero Briggs, illustrated by Luca Marley, and it's absolutely fantastic. Again, another really good story. In this one, we have our main character, Rue. And Rue's had a somewhat rough life, you'll learn while reading this. And again, we're not going to spoil much, so we're not going to go into anything that's heavy happenings in the story. We're just going to go through some basic plot. You got a whole list of characters. You have a little girl, Junie, who another character that you attach to and want to save. You have Rue, who's our heroine. You have Sticks, Mickey, Victor, and Snacks. Snax, which is the dog in the story. And once you get to the end, you find there's a little personal thing about the dog too. So that was really cool. And then you have things in this story like the Silver Knight, the Guardians, the Timekeepers, Ancients, an Ancient Soul, and there's a lot going on in here, and it shifts between things rather brilliantly and rather seamlessly. And I really like all the characters. Every character is really different, but really likable, except for the ones you're not supposed to like. But even they are written in such a way that they can fool you at times. So there's this cataclysmic event at the very opening of this book and then all these people wake up in this purgatory type town called Silver City, which is between heaven and hell. I did that backwards. Whatever. You get the point. And they're in this purgatory, and they can stay there, and life is kind of normal. They don't age, but if they get hurt, their bodies don't repair themselves either. So they got to lead a kind of careful life, but they can still party, relax, talk. But you find out that the afterlife and the people that are living, the worlds once weren't separated, and they could talk to each other. Something happened that made that impossible. And when you first get to this purgatory, you don't remember how you were killed. It takes a little time, and once Rue remembers, things start going on, and then they find out a secret about the little girl, Junie. She might be able to be saved, and now they have a mission for this 5 issues: save Junie, get her back to life. Junie is what they call a veggie. She's a vegetable who wasn't fully killed. She's awake in the world. Well, I mean, she's alive in the world, but her body's going to die unless her soul can be re entered into it. But there's a chance. And there's a mission there. But this mission is heavily tied to who the Rue character is, our heroine, and the friends she meets along the way: Mickey, Victor, Snacks the dog, and old friends she used to have like Sticks. Like she meets a best friend there in Purgatory who died the same time she did, and she doesn't know how or why he's there. All these secrets get revealed throughout the telling. And again, this is another 5 issue series that I read really quick. Again, great colors in it. All the characters are written so distinctive, and you like each one for who they are. You can relate them to somebody in your life. And some of them are just fun, some of them are outrageous, and some of them outrageous things have happened to them. And then they all have a connection to her that you'll learn about throughout reading. I'm not going to spoil how all these events tie together. There's a purpose, there's a meaning, and there's an ending to this story, but it leaves it open for more story to go. And I really like that because I'm hoping to see more of Silver City in the future. And this series wasn't even on my radar until Sith Lord Lee mentioned it and said it might be worth reading. I picked it up. Man, was he on the money. This was such a good read, and I'm glad I invested and bought every issue. Again, Eve, Silver City, two great series with great writing, incredible characters. Both series that have hope as a main message in them, but have consequential messages in them as well. Really good. Both vastly different from the other, but both are spectacular. Both 5 out of 5 stars for me. I hope you guys enjoyed my non-spoiler review. Definitely pick those series up. If you've read them, let me know in the comments what you think. If you haven't read them but are going to read them, let me know about that too. And then let me know once you read them if you agreed with my assessment. These worked 100% for me. I loved both of them. Two different companies, two great titles. You can't go wrong with Silver City or Eve. Check them out, guys. And until next time, keep it casual.